Look at us talking about women's college basketball to start this program, and it's worthy of being discussed.
It's been dynamite.
And what a phenomenal national championship game we saw between Iowa and LSU yesterday. So many terrific players on that floor or sitting on the bench because the referees took over. And I'll tell you what, the refs should thank Angel Reese for giving the old John Cena to Caitlin Clark. You can't see me. I've never seen so many people react to, what Reese did with Clark walking off the floor and LSU dominating Iowa yesterday in the final throws of that game. And we'll discuss why they took such a big lead in the first place. But look, Angel is giving Caitlin Clark something we've seen, out of an LSU national champion before, have we not? Joe Burrow did that. Walking off the field.
Right to it.
Right to his ring finger.
Bam.
Didn't have a problem with that, did we?
Well, actually, she was giving Caitlin back what Caitlin was giving to everyone else.
I'm getting to that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, first and foremost,
the ring, yeah.
Joe Burrow did this on a football field. And we're all like, how cool is that?
You know what else
Joe Burrow, Joe Cool. And also, as you pointed out, Angel's only giving Caitlin what she did in a national semifinal game against Haley Van Lith of Louisville. So she's getting back what she gave. And what she also got back is what she gave was a ton of three-pointers just being thrown in by wide-open LSU basketball players yesterday. And that has been the national conversation out of all this, is why is it cool and great for Caitlin Clark to do this? And why is it all cool to see Joe Burrow do it? And then when Angel Reese does it, everybody's thinking that is totally out of line. Do I want to see taunting by anybody? Is this something that my daughter at age 9, I want her to see and be taught? No. Is this something that we see over and over and over again by spectacularly talented, highly competitive individuals, men who do it? And we're like, that is cold, but understand it's Joe Cool. Joe Cool. Joe Burrow's got ice in his veins pointing to his ring finger. And Angel Reese does it, and the whole world is up in arms about it. This stuff happens. And we should understand the circumstances under which it is done. And I understand that that Caitlin Clark didn't do it to LSU, so why is LSU doing it to her? And so on. So this was Angel Reese after the game explaining what that was all about.
All year, I was critiqued about who I was. The narrative, I don't fit the narrative. I don't fit in the box that y'all want me to be in. I'm too hood, I'm too ghetto. Y'all told me that all year. But when other people do it, y'all don't say nothing. So this was for the girls that look like me, that's going to speak up on what they believe in. It's unapologetically you. And that's what I did it for tonight. This was for it was bigger than me tonight. It was bigger than me. Twitter is going to go in a rage every time. And I mean, I'm happy. I feel like I've helped grow women's basketball this year. I'm super happy and excited. So I'm looking forward to celebrating in the next season.
Every lady on that floor helped grow women's basketball yesterday. That's for damn sure. I've spent the first 5 minutes talking about it, and I'll be very honest, straight up with you. This is the first 5 minutes I've been talking about it all year long. But I would love to talk basketball as well. 23 points, 15 rebounds. That's what Angel Reese averaged this year, coming from Maryland, and she's from Baltimore, as she was talking about as well.
15 rebounds a game.
She's so good. She's so good. If only she played in the second quarter yesterday. And I'll tell you what, the referees should be thrilled that Angel Reese threw her hand in front of her face and pointed to her ring finger in front of Caitlin Clark, because otherwise we'd be talking about how we were robbed. Honestly, the officiating in that game was maddening.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching from the middle of the first quarter on yesterday. I picked it up a little bit late. That arena in Dallas was salty on both sides of this game. They were freaking out in that crowd because it was obvious from jump. There were whistles all over the place. The top two players on LSU, with Angel being number one in my book, sat the second quarter. Caitlin Clark picked up an early foul. So did seemingly half of Iowa. It was dreadful. It was absolutely, positively awful. And then Caitlin Clark in the second half, as Iowa cut a huge deficit, 22 points at one point, down to single digits. LSU goes to the line after another whistle on Iowa, and Clark takes a bounding basketball that was just still bouncing from the play that had just been whistled again by the refs dead. She's walking back to her huddle as the Iowa Hawkeyes are huddled in the paint while LSU's going to the line, and Clark takes the ball and just whips it out of bounds towards where, camera operators and, photographers would be, and she gets teed up, which is another personal foul, which gave her 4. Yeah. And it's just like, come on. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? After the game, the ref said, well, there was a delay of game penalty on Iowa earlier in the quarter, and they were already on notice, and the rules say that if you throw a ball out of bounds and it's a competitive disadvantage, as if we forgot the play was stopped. It was terrible. Absolutely, positively awful. But out of all of the foul trouble came an incredible story as well. I just want to hit this. Jasmine Carson. I have never seen her play a basketball game, and it was delightful. She did not score a single point in LSU's Sweet 16, Elite 8, and Final Four national semifinal victories to earn the right to play in this game. She didn't score a single point. And she, because of the foul trouble, came in and lit it up to the tune of 21 points. She was heat checking from the minute she crossed half court and made every damn shot. She didn't miss, including the one at the buzzer right before halftime to just put the exclamation point on LSU's remarkable first half.
Banks were open.
Woo! It was. That bank opened at the end of that first half. It was unbelievable. She didn't score a point in the 3 previous games, and she scored 21, and she made the most of the foul trouble. And obviously LSU won. But honestly, the refereeing, Kim Mulkey was truly, it seemed like on occasion, a 6th LSU defender on the floor. She was involved in UConn's offensive sets, and she didn't get teed
How
up.
did that not get a tee?
She didn't get teed up.
I just saw a clip of her grabbing a ref.
By the way, she's easy to notice. She was wearing some wild sequin. By the way, very nice.
I mean, that looks like Seth Rollins.
But look at her. She's on the floor. She was on the floor the whole game.
Yeah.
These are all things that we're not even talking about today because Angel Reese did what Joe Burrow did and what Caitlin Clark did. And everybody's treating her like she's ruining sport. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.